In reality TV, we don't call them writers per se because we're not WGA, we're not union. We have what they call creative consultants, and we have showrunners and producers who help shape the story. So we come from an approach that is reality based. It is people's real lives, but we just find the most interesting storylines and weave them into a series. So they are mostly things that are happening, or they are all things that are happening, but we just shape them to be a compelling story episodically. And it depends a lot on past experience. So when there's a show that gets picked up on Bravo, we look for somebody who's worked on a Bravo show because each network has their own specific look and feel and the drama that they're willing to go to. The showrunners and the creative consultants we hire really have to have experience in that area and that type of show. The best place to get started is exactly where I started, in the PA world, and that can be a set PA, which is on the street and helping to wrangle people walking by the shot. There are PAs who are talent PAs, and they help. Actually, that's probably the best place to start if you want to be in story, is the talent PAs, because they really get to know the characters and what's happening in the characters' lives, and they go ahead and report back to the producers and tell them, I think this would be an interesting storyline. And I think that's mostly how people work their way up through the process, is they start building their own storylines and then they pitch them up. And the more storylines that get through, the better you're in a position to really move up the chain. So it's all what people are willing to offer.
Sure.
Something that I think is really important is to remember that, yes, we're in reality TV, but yes, these are these people's lives. These are real lives that we're, following, that we're shaping in certain ways. And what happens in episodes will affect these people's lives. So as much as people shape the stories and try to twist things in reality TV, you hear crazy stories. Here at Studio Center, we really stick to what's happening and follow the storylines that are organic. Because now audiences are so smart that if you try to make something up or you try to twist something, they're going to catch on. There's been too much reality TV that we can't fake it anymore. I hope to think that I never have faked it, but nobody can fake it anymore because the audiences are too smart. And in a way, we just want to stick to the facts. As an audience member, when I'm watching a show, I want to see what I'm watching the show is to learn what they want to teach me. I'm not really watching a show for the interpersonal drama a lot of the times. Like for a show like Pawn Stars, I want to see the stuff, and I want to see how much it costs, and I don't really care about the personal drama anymore. As a development director, my job is to bring people in to the creative process, so I'm really the person who recruits people into a television show. So that's a huge responsibility. I know these are their real lives, and they're sharing their real lives, and they're really opening up their homes, their lives, their friends to us. So as we go through the creative process, it's important for these people to be involved and decide what they want to share and what they don't want to share. One of the first questions we ask is, do you have any lines? Do you have a perimeter that you don't want to cross? And we respect that because it's a huge responsibility that putting people on TV and giving them a platform is great, but it's also a responsibility. Yeah. And it's interesting, too, that the ensemble reality shows aren't, I don't want to say that they're not as popular anymore, because they're so popular. The reality landscape is really shifting to a more formatted aspect right now because it's less about the interpersonal drama and it's more about what you come to the show for. What is the meat of the show? What questions are being answered? What are you learning? And that is really what's popular in reality TV, and I hope it continues that way, because that's what I like personally. Episodes now are more about beginning, middle, and end, as they are in scripted, so the reality landscape is less about the drama, the fight that's happening at the end of the episode. It's more contained. Self-contained episodes are really more popular. People are used to having more of an immediate response, so now that they can stream full episodes, that's where the arcs and the interpersonal character stuff happens. But in TV that's live, that's just playing, it's important that you can pop in and out of those seasons, so you don't have to watch one episode to enjoy the next episode. There are a few really important tenets that I look for in a reality pitch. It's somebody doing something differently. And if they are baking cakes, what's different about their cakes that nobody else is doing in the country? It's about over-the-top characters. If somebody has a great personality and expresses themselves in a unique way, that speaks to us. And, you know, what is relatable about these characters that people are going to watch and people are going to want to tune in because they seem like a friend or a neighbor? I'd say the ideal pitch that I get here at Studio Center is something that it's happening whether cameras are following them or not. You know, it's somebody doing their own thing differently in their own voice, and we're just dropping in with cameras. We're just following what's already happening, and that's compelling enough that we don't have to shape something, we don't have to invent anything, because it's already interesting as it is. And there are tons of people in this country that are doing stuff like that, and those are the people we want to find, that we don't have to change anything. They're already amazing and compelling as they are. There's the preconception that, you know, there has to be a celebrity attached to some of these reality shows to get them to series, and that's not always the case, because there are people across the country doing exceptional things that they think is normal because that's their everyday. But we see it from the outside and we realize that it's exceptional, it's compelling, it's something we're going to want to watch, and a lot of people are going to want to watch. A concept falls flat when you've seen it before. There's a ton of derivative reality content out there. You know, it's characters that we've seen before, formats that we've seen before. If we're not learning anything new and it doesn't have a new angle on it, a new twist on it, then, you know, it falls flat. And we don't want to make TV here at Studio Center that's already been made. We want to try something new. We want to break barriers, and that's not something that's going to happen if we've already seen it. The biggest shift that I've seen in reality television is that people are catching on to the tricks that they've done in the past. You know, all the faux drama, it's just not hitting hard anymore. It's not what's important. What's important is what you're coming to the show for. If it's a show on HGTV, for example, I want to see the before and after. That's what I come for, the payoff on an HGTV show. And I don't want to hear anything about the drama or anything that's invented. It's just people are now looking for authentic, they're looking for compelling, and they're looking for things that they don't see in their everyday. And that's what's exciting about reality television. It's that I get to find those people and I get to give them a platform to share their gift or whatever they're doing that's exciting. And really their mission, because a lot of these people have these missions that, you know, I didn't know I cared about until I saw them on TV.